Welcome to Managing for Profit, a content partnership with Trivolt on Brownfield. I'm anchor reporter Megan Grebner. With me today is John Buol, North America Market Technical Manager with Bayer. Thanks for taking some time to join us today.
Hey, yeah, thanks so much for having me, Megan. Happy to be here.
We have been talking about Trivolt in recent weeks. We're going to touch on Trivolt again today. Let's start first and talk a little bit about what sets Trivolt apart for growers.
Yeah, great question. So Trivolt is our new premium pre-emergence corn product that we launched here in 2023, and we've been very pleased with results in the field and specifically with feedback from customers and internal folks. So what I think sets it apart, Megan, is definitely the combination of our three active ingredients that are already pre-mixed for you there in the jug. Those being flufenicid, isoxaflutol, and thiocarbazone methyl. And the nice thing about that mixture is that it gives you broad spectrum control of a heck of a lot of different weeds, particularly those that are our troublesome driver weeds. And we've seen it perform across a wide swath of geographies and climate conditions or weather conditions as well.
Let's talk a little bit about that weather component because that's been a challenge for growers, or was a challenge for a lot of growers in 2023. Speaking specifically, some parts of the Corn Belt were a little wetter. There's a lot of drought that picked up through the heart of corn growing country. How did Trivolt stand up, or what allows it to perform well in those varying weather conditions?
Yeah, excellent point. This year, 2023 was certainly a challenge for a lot of growers in terms of a lot of the Corn Belt and really further west of the Corn Belt had a pretty severe drought that is continuing in some areas, but particularly early on in the year. So not a lot of moisture occurred across the regions versus there were some that were quite wet. And so that's sort of the challenge that growers face every year. With a residual or a pre-emergence herbicide like Trivolt, you need to have moisture to get those active ingredients activated. So when you're in drought conditions, like we were in some parts of the production geography, that can be a concern. Absolutely. The nice thing about Trivolt is that one of those three components, those active ingredients that I had mentioned earlier, is isoxaflutol. And isoxaflutol has some pretty unique chemical and soil interaction characteristics or properties. One of which is it really does not require very much moisture to get activated. We can see great activation and reactivation, or what we kind of colloquially refer to as reach back activity, after really, really light precipitation, be that, an irrigation event or a rainfall event. And so that's definitely a feather in our cap in some of those areas where we were drought stricken this year. And then on the flip side, in some of those areas, really in 2022, maybe, where we had a very wet spring in a lot of the upper Midwest and our Corn Belt, we have a different active ingredient, one of those three that I'd indicated earlier, called flufenicid, right? And flufenicid, it bolsters our ability to perform across a set of conditions by having kind of the opposite or very different chemical and soil interaction properties from isoxaflutol. In that flufenicid, it binds pretty tightly to the soil, and it requires a good chunk of precipitation to get it activated. And so we have been very happy about how we've seen performance in 2022, 2023 across those different conditions due to those really strong, unique premixture, rather, active ingredients in Trivolt.
John, what's been the grower feedback, especially having such a big year in 2023?
Yeah, so as you indicated, we did have a tremendous year in 2023. And I say we inclusively, right? That's not just Bayer Crop Science, that's more importantly our growers and our customers. So the feedback has been very positive from large segments of our customers, of our growers who have used Trivolt, always according to the label, but have used it in sort of a pre-emergence premium application out front as sort of comprehensive tool compared to some others who have used it more as a planned sequential application or a setup tool. And so we've gotten great feedback from growers across the region. So from those who have been producing on dry land or non-irrigated acres to those who have irrigation capabilities. And so great feedback from growers, really high uptake, and a lot of excitement and forward momentum as we continue into 24.
As we look ahead to 2024 and start making some plans, what are some opportunities for growers to incorporate Trivolt into their crop protection plan?
Yeah, great question. And so kind of building, like I had said, on that forward momentum that we have with Trivolt and that excitement that our customers have indicated, is that we've gotten a lot of feedback about, hey, Trivolt is a wonderful product. We really have enjoyed using it. It's getting us some great results. But what about any opportunities of getting it in bulk or accessing Trivolt in bulk quantities as opposed to, the current unit sizes we're selling it in? And so we've taken that feedback, we've heard that feedback, and as a customer obsessed company at Bayer, we will be rolling out a pilot program in 2024 that's going to kind of test the waters on a bulk offering. And we're going to enable that in several thousands of gallons in market year 2024. We're going to see how that pilot program goes, and if the excitement and the ask from our growers holds up, and we certainly anticipate it will, then we'll evaluate that bulk offering in the future.
John, if folks want to learn more about Trivolt or see how it's performed or hear how it's performed, what are some ways that they can do so?
Oh, so many ways, Megan. The first that would come off the top of my head would be trivoltinaction.com. I believe that's the website. So if you go to that website, you'll get to learn a lot about the foundational components of Trivolt, and more importantly, you'll get to see real feedback from real growers on that website. And then after checking that out, highly recommend reaching out to your local Bayer contact, be it a sales rep or a technical representative. Visiting with your local, your neighbors, your growers. We're really hoping this thing will continue its positive momentum, and there's a lot of sources for more information. Absolutely.
John, great to see you. Thank you so much for the information and your time today.
Hey, thank you, Megan, for the opportunity, and looking forward to more in the future.
I'm Megan Grebner with Managing for Profit, a content partnership with Trivolt on Brownfield.